Chicago Sting has won their first professional sports championship since 1963.
Roy and his North American Soccer League Outdoor Champions got a hero's welcome in Chicago for breaking the long drought, but the enthusiasm didn't last. 3 years later, the Sting repeated in a watered-down league and received a milder civic tribute. Then the team went on to playing indoors only, and the success did not follow. A bad start this year after missing the playoffs last year, and Roy began to ponder his future.
40 seconds remaining in the game.
I think it's best. I think it's best for the Chicago Sting. I think it's best for the Roy family to really depart company. And since we've had such a great 10 years or 11 years or 12 years, I hope that my next job will be as successful with another team.
And needless to say, a lot of us participate in the day's news conference, which made for kind of an awkward situation in that Roy did not leave of his own accord. He was fired. Roy reluctantly admitted as much, but he and Lee Stern both tried to play that down. They had some good years together, including 2 titles, but after 2 straight 1-7 starts, their relationship became rather strained, and a change seemed in order.
It was a mutual agreement. I didn't quit. I'll tell you what, I half quit and I got half fired, okay?
Well, what made you decide that this was the right time? Why now?
After the conversation that we had with Kenny, I just felt, you know what? Kenny's going in somewhat of a new direction. He's got the support of his dad, certainly, and I don't blame him at all.
Roy's assistant, Eric Geyer, is the new coach. He's a former player, but this is his first experience as a head coach, and he was asked what he sees as his biggest problem.
I think the biggest problem on the team is, overall, in the whole perspective, you mean? To get some wins under my belt. I think that's the biggest problem, and how we try to accomplish it the ways I think.
3 fouls on San Diego, 1 on Tacoma. Stars and Soccer's no score. Quinn leading, Kevin Crow on the right. Crow holding it with 8:20 to go in the first quarter. Back to Brian Quinn, the Soccer's MVP a year ago in the playoffs. Underrated, but he's starting to get his due. On the left side, Katakalitis, only his 3rd game this year. He has not been playing because of the tremendous depth and talent on this Soccer squad. Seco on the right, got the ball back, but there was a whistle. And they're going to call that foul on the Stars.
On Nexon, I think, sort of a retaliation foul as he was scrapping along the boards there. He got caught by the referee on this near side.
8 minutes straight up. First quarter, it is scoreless from the Tacoma Dome as Katakalitis finds Kevin Crow. Knocked ahead for Segota, kicked away by the aggressive Megson. And now headed upfield for Jungle. Has Preki with him, and now Ralph Black joins. Preki holding. Has Seco as well. Preki the drive, too high. Looked like it hit off the crossbar, but they had a pushing foul on Willrich. Well, the other night, Seamus, 67 fouls besides all of those penalties. Hopefully it won't be one of those today.
Yeah, well, you tend to take your eye off the ball off the players after the shot is taken, but looked to me like that was just sort of incidental contact, but they're calling it very tight.
Jungle to Seco off the glass, and Kevin Crow heading it away. Crow, extremely athletic, played in a celebrity tennis tournament, and it was great during this offseason. Upfield now, Willrich. Left side for Segota, has to wait for the ball. Now the shot goes wide, and Crow just missed it on the doorstep. Willrich broken up. Brian Quinn scrapping, Megson wins the battle. Neil Megson going along for Preki, but Zoltan Toth clears. Did he try to counter quick here? Seco to Preki. Preki, the touch, score! Tacoma leads 1-0.
Well, a bad mistake by the San Diego defense as they clear the ball out straight down the middle of the field. Toth, under some pressure, came out. Was in a good position to distribute it, but his distribution was bad. It came right back to him. We look at the tail end of it here as Preki has no trouble knocking it in the corner. But the goal really came from the early mistake. There you see the ball distributed badly, touched inside, and now Preki really just has to hold his balance and keep off the physical challenge, where the initial problem came from the poor pass out from the back by Toth to midfield.
There's a timeout on the floor. Preki has scored his 15th goal of the season from Seco. Time of the goal is 7:50. Stay with us. The Stars lead 1-0 here.
From a little clip of play earlier than this 3rd goal he's gotten. Look at him going forward for this ball. Now he's waiting for it to come off the wall. He looks around. He knows where help is, and then there's that one quick touch pass inside, which turns Val Tuccia around. Val is coming over to close things down, and he knows that if he can get Val Tuccia out of the middle of the defense quickly with a one-touch pass, he's done it very, very well. So a little bit of the good vision that this player, Segota, has developed in the last few years, because part of the criticism of him, JP, a few years ago was that great power, great natural ability, but you know, some of his decisions weren't as mature as they ought to have been. I think he's now a very, very mature player. Got to be one of the smartest players in the league.
I haven't heard any criticism of him at all the last couple of years as Gary Hill is taken down. We should point out Ralph Black has left the field to be administered to by Bruce Snell, the team trainer, so we'll try to get an injury report for you.
Early years, but it's very dangerous, and it's good to see it disappearing from the game.
Godfrey Ingram in the corner with Collier, trying to slip by. He's got two players with him. Could use some help there. Godfrey, nice move, saved by Coates, but then it came out. So Tacoma almost makes a goal out of seemingly nothing there. That was Godfrey Ingram just plugging away. Hill, four-goal game, twice in succession. Godfrey Ingram out for Joe Waters. Now O'Brien is on. Brian O'Brien slides it, Tuccia off the boards, loose ball, Ingram scores! The Stars are within one.
Well, I said they needed the goal badly about this time, and they sure came up with it. As Godfrey Ingram was not marked in the front of the goal. There was another player who was marked in there when Tuccia's shot came off the board. We'll probably find out who that is in a minute, but they desperately needed that goal. They're now back in at 4-3. Here you'll see Fanny Broncos up, gives the ball to Tuccia. Players in front are marked off where Gary Neal Heel is marked up by Collier, but Ingram is allowed alone as Brian Schmetzer did not pick him up, and he makes no mistake with the volley. Here we see lots of concentration of San Diego players in the middle. They start to drift to the right. The good quick ball by Tuccia as it caroms across, but Schmetzer is turned around a little bit, does not react to Ingram as fast as Collier had reacted to Gary Heel, and Ingram takes full advantage to pull him within one.
So the Stars are making a game out of it. Godfrey Ingram's 15th goal of the year from Tuccia, and they're dancing up a storm at Tacoma. 7-1 to go, and the Packers will put it back in play on the restart. Well, one thing about a goalkeeper, unlike a field player, at least after the other night, they could look forward to a game off, but not in this case. Both keepers who played Friday have pretty much been forced into this one. It's 24 hours later.
Important penalty for Tacoma to try to kill off here. They've gotten back in this game. They don't want to fall too behind again.
Here's a rocket to go off the post. That could have been and maybe should have been the fifth Sockers goal. 54 seconds left with a man advantage. Anytime Segota's ready to shoot, it's a threatening situation. Perez for Bracco again. The shot off the post again. He's hit it about 4 times.
Oh, boy.
Quinn. Oh, the goalpost, the goalkeeper's best friend. Off the board, loose, it comes out. Bracco again wants to settle now. Plays it out for Quinn. He had no chance to shoot it. It's Perez with it, 30 seconds left in the power play. Quinn runs into the corner. Double team. Off the board, Tuccia. Running it back the other way. Now Tuccia slowing it down. Nice job of penalty killing here from Tukey. And now finally broken up. Segota and Tuccia hit the deck. Foul of the Stars. That's 5. They got to be careful with 22 seconds left. Now it's Ladisor for Perez. If we look at the replay first, that's the foul. Tuccia taking Segota down. Now back in the action, Ladisor for Segota. Bracco holding it.
7 seconds to go.
And Jungle is out of the box. 4 seconds left. Perez eats up the rest of the clock. That's it for 3 quarters. 1 more quarter to go. It is 4-3. The San Diego Sockers are leading over the Tacoma Stars. Don't go away. We should have an exciting finish for you when we return to the Dome. I'm John Paul Della Camera with Seamus Mallon and a large group of people. 18,441. That's the largest crowd this year in the MISL, but the second largest crowd in the history of this franchise, and the first largest, or the largest, in regular season. They drew 19,000 last year for the playoffs.
Well, here's one player who's quieted down this crowd a little bit, Segota. Bronco Segota with a hat-trick tonight. And his shooting has been tremendous, not always scoring. He did hit 3, and sometimes it just doesn't quite go for you. He isolated a little bit on him now. Look at this shot he takes, and it looks like it was going to the far corner, and he cannot believe it didn't go in. just throws his hands around and says, surely that one was labeled for the far post. And from our angle, which is right behind Segota, it looked like it was going to slip into the far corner for the 5th goal. But the Tacoma Stars survived the power play, and they now go in 1 goal down.
Look at that stat. Perez has outshot his entire squad. 8-6 there. Shots on goal on quarter give San Diego 6, and the Stars with 4 give Papaleo 3 saves and 2 for Zoltan Toth. The goalkeepers have not had to be all that busy, but the goalposts have helped them. Player of the week, 2 straight games, 4 goals apiece. Left wing side, Willrich off the board, and it went it off Crook. It went it off Bill Crook, and it's 5-3 San Diego. Willrich will get it.
I wasn't sure it went off Crook or Papaleo. They were clashed together, but you thought Crook was.
Yeah.
There he is.
I hesitate on that one. Let's see.
In any case, it's an unhappy goal for the defense here as Willrich is to cross over. Yep.
Off his head.
Off his head. Oh, my goodness. What an unfortunate goal indeed. After some great goals, to have this kind of a mix-up is indeed unusual. And, there's nothing worse than that feeling. Nothing worse than that as the 5th goal is given up by the home team.
San Diego takes the lead now, 5-3. We'll be coming right back to the Dome, so stay with us. The only problem here, Jungle coming back. Jungle has to settle it down. That was another quick change for the Stars. They countered the other way. Here's Preki. The shot, diving save, rebound, O'Brien scores!
What a shot by Preki. A wonderful turn and shot. And O'Brien has the easy touch in, but once again, Jungle with about 30 seconds, 35 seconds rest, no more. Coming back out, he's playing an awful lot of this quarter, and it's helping out. 5 to go. It's 5-4 San Diego.
What a time for Fran O'Brien to get his very first goal of the year.
Well, look at Jungle, lays it off very nicely. And look at this shot by Preki now. He comes in with the right foot, sets up the left, tough shot. And O'Brien is right there, gets inside Addy Coker and knocks it in. And there's no way that the keeper can say that.
All right, it's 5-4 San Diego, and Ralph Black has come back to the dressing room. He wants to play. We're coming right back with the final 5:50 to go. And the Sockers up by 1. On the far side, Katakalitis looking, broken up. Chico turning it back. He's got Black with him. Takes it to the corner. He's tripped up. Foul is the call. And the other official on the opposite side has 2 minutes. Armando Winchell, furthest away from the play, makes the call. That will have Ron Newman upset. However, lots of times, Chambers, the man closest to the play does not have as good an angle.
Well, Seco well off and running here, and it's obviously a very critical situation because you see Black going into the penalty area on the right there was ready to get that ball off the boards if Seco could have kept his balance. So a tremendous scoring opportunity taken away by the tackle. So I understand the call, even though it was made from the more distant official.
Well, the argument usually that the players and coaches have given in the past is that how come the guy closest didn't make the play? I'm giving the league's position because I asked that before as well, and they've explained that oftentimes the angle is better. Sometimes it's too close.
And also you can see what kind of chance has been taken away. It looked like a very, very good scoring opportunity taken away, and that sets up a penalty with 3:43 to go. Power play, Tacoma.
Ralph Black for Jungle. Black holding it. Near side for Preki. A chance to tie for the Stars. 3:35 to go. This place will go crazy if the Stars tie it. Ralph Black. Left-footed shot low. Tip score! Gary Hill.
Almost identical to the last match they played in San Diego when he was cruised in front and just deflected home a crossing pass from Ingram. This time I think it was Black's shot that was deflected in by Gary Hill. And we're tied at 5 with 3.5 to go. Listen to this crowd. Boy, this is exciting. There's the man who shot it.
Well, if they were giving an award for the most inspirational player, it goes to number 12, Ralph Black, as we take another look.
Yeah, Ingram sets it up. It goes over here to Black now. Black will come in, take a low shot, and watch Heel go inside and just touch it over the keeper. And Heel, I will think, will get credit for the goal, but good passing in the power play. A fine low shot through a crowd by Black. And Heel there, as he was the man of the moment 2 nights ago, has done it again. Or last night, rather.
So it's all tied up in Willrich's block, and the momentum has shifted the other way. And you were saying before Heel had not been heard from today. You were correct. He's been heard from now with that last goal. 3:06 to go in regulation time. Warwick broken up by Gray, who plays it back for double team off the board, and Kutcher is there. Leads for Blassinger with speed over the midfield line, knocking it to the outside. He's taken down, and that's the 6th foul on San Diego. Blassinger did a great job to draw it. Look at him encourage this crowd. They're on their feet in Tacoma.
Blassinger did exactly what he should have done there. He has superior speed. He just pushed the ball and ran after it. And he knew he could beat his man. His man knew that he could be beaten by Blassinger's speed. Not a lot of skill in Blassinger, but really terrific speed. And the foul was committed, a crucial foul, 6 fouls. So we have a man-down situation now for San Diego, and we're tied at 5 with 1:11 to go.
Now San Diego's not thinking so much that it's a 2-minute power play. They're thinking about cutting off 1:11, and then they'll take the rest of it in overtime. But right now, that's what they're looking at. 1:11 is all that they have to kill for right now, and then plan for overtime later. Let's take a look at why Tacoma is still in this game on Joe Papaleo's save of the game.
Oh, yeah, Wilwick shot a great knock forward here. A lovely little touch in here to Segota. It looks like he was going to get his 4th goal, but Papaleo dives courageously at his feet, knocks the ball up in the air, and the chance is gone for San Diego. It looked like they might have won the game right there and then. But now here's the power play. 1:11 to go. We're tied at 5.
Brecky and Ingram will put it in play. Godfrey holding it. Black is open if they can find him. Ralph Black holding. Brecky will drive it upstairs. Nice setup, but Brecky got underneath it and sent it downtown. So there's a minute 3 remaining in regulation time. The power play, if they don't score and if it goes into overtime, will carry over to the next quarter. Remember, on Friday, that is how Tacoma ended up winning on a power play in overtime. Zoltan Toth for the goal kick coming up. They'll be talking about this weekend for days in Tacoma and San Diego. And maybe around the rest of the country with our audience watching this one. Brian Quinn. Segota. Broken up. Water. The crowd applauding every touch of the ball. Back for Papaleo. 48 seconds left. Power play on for Tacoma. They have one of the best power plays in the league. Jungle back on with Heel. He's getting just very short break. Brecky, whose goal started it off. Ingram right across for Black. Has to settle it. Puts it in the box. Heel blocked. Kevin Crowe may have saved the day there. Brecky trying to lift it. That's broken up. Jungle hustles for it. For Ralph Black. 22 seconds left. Regulation time, it's even. Brecky blocked. A race for the ball. Quinn. And it's knocked back to Papaleo. One more chance offensively. 11 seconds left. Tied up at 5. Brecky in over the line. 6 seconds. A shot off the fingertips of Toth. Jungle knocked away. Black sending it back in. Jungle can't find it. Hey, I think that horn sounded about 3 seconds ago and no one heard it. Because that was a long 8 seconds, and we've got 2 players down. One is Jungle. Is it Clavillo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fernando Clavillo is the other person down. Ron Newman out to check and see how his racehorse is doing. Clavillo, such a good defender and great at killing penalties.
Well, you see Jungle hovering over him because Jungle is the one who administered that blow to Clavillo. Jungle trying to fire a last-second shot off. Did so, but just as he was trying to do so, just as he did so, Clavillo touched the ball away from him. But then Clavillo took the full brunt of Jungle's follow-through on his the bottom of his ankle or his shin, and just went down like a ton of bricks.
We couldn't have scripted this better. 2 games on ESPN, and they're both headed for overtime. We'll be coming right back to the Tacoma Dome. The score, dead even at 5, and the Stars will have 49 more seconds left to try and win it in a power play. Tacoma. 5-5 and 49 more seconds on the power play for the Tacoma Stars. If you're a betting man right now, you'd be thinking about Tacoma winning because they're 7-0 in 1-goal games, 4-0 in overtime, whereas the Sockers are 3-3 in 1-goal games, 2-3 in overtime. That's if you're a gambler. The percentages this year show Tacoma. But I'd hate to bet against the 5-time indoor champ either. Long ball for Crowe. Sockers are shorthanded. Stars with it, makes it for Black. Back Brunel makes it. We're in sudden death overtime. They play until someone wins, but they'll go 15-minute quarters just like regulation. Jungle with it. 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Jungle across for Ralph Black. Right back for Jungle. Open for the moment. Plays it in the corner. Heel for Black. The shot saved by Zoltan Toth. That appeared to just hit him, as opposed to him reaching out and making the block. Now Black with it. 14 seconds. Man advantage Tacoma. Dead even at 5 and a giveaway on the Precky pass. Clavijo, who had 5 shorthanded goals last year to tie for the league with Darryl Duran. He's a threat anytime he touches that ball shorthanded. Penalty is over. So the Stars miss out on that opportunity. Give credit to the Sockers. Here's Quinn. A shot touchdown by Papaleo. Heel. Giving it up now for Godfrey Ingram. Up the right side in a 5-5 tie. Ingram plays it across the other way. Everyone's standing still in Tacoma. I mean, standing up. No one is still. They're moving around. Precky right back for Steve Jungle. Right side for Mixon. 2 consecutive games these two teams have played in sudden death overtime. Gray. Back for Kutcher. This shows how evenly matched in talent these clubs are, even though Tacoma is leading by 3.5 games in the standings. Long ball makes it. Heads it back. Jungle. Great read there by Collier. Jungle knew what he wanted to do with that, but Collier just beat him to the draw there. Brian Quinn. Picked up by Mason. Mason getting a lot of attention this year from people who have watched Tacoma play. He's making a bid to be in the All-Star team, and right now, if you're going to take a vote today, he should get several votes. Had a great year so far. Leads the league in block shots. He takes to the carpet as Woolrich prepared to push him. And the foul is going to be called on Gene Woolrich. 1 foul on San Diego. Now Cook plays it back towards Cooksham, and it will go to Papaleo. Good look at Woolrich. Talking about that last call. Jerry Gray cuts it for Cooksham. Over the midfield line, he wants Mason. Mason down the right wing. Off the boards, loose ball. It takes a hop off the glass, kept alive by Gray, but now it is Segota. Bronco using some strength along those boards to win it, and he's pushed and he draws the foul. When they talk about Segota and his speed and his shot, his quickness, he's very strong as well.
Probably not much will come of this opportunity, and we should be going into a second overtime period.
How about this? Ron Newman pulls Zoltan Toth, 6th attacker, because there's 4 seconds left, and he figures that even if Tacoma wins the ball, they probably could not get it up the floor in 4 seconds. So, Ron Newman pulling a bit of a gamble with Brian Quinn. And unless it were blocked initially by a Tacoma player and then blasted down the field, that's pretty tough to do in 4 seconds.
Typical kind of Ron Newman innovation, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's the only guy in this league, I think, that would try this at this stage. Perez will let it go. Quinn chops it hard or chips it hard. Left side, Crow heading it straight up. Won by the Stars, and that's it. The horn sounds. So Brian Quinn and the Sockers give it their best, but we will go into another overtime session at the Tacoma Dome. It's a tough game and a tiring game for the players and the coaches. There's Alan Hinton. He's been through a lot as well as his counterpart, Ron Newman, the other way. Don't go away. We're going to come right back. It's tied at 5. We'll be back with the second session of sudden death overtime in just a moment. For Coker. Knocked back the other way for Collier. Now to Perez.
Well, this now is the longest game of the year.
Crow with it. Is that a fact or your opinion?
No, it is.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
As of right now, just that last second, here's Perez. Seems like the longest game for us, but it is for us, but also for the MISL this year. Gray the other way. Playing it back the other way. And now Gray will start back again. Right side, Godfrey Ingram against Woolrich to the box for Jungle. The flick is broken up. So Jungle is back on there after a breather. Kept alive. It's played into Jungle from Gray. The turnaround block. Loose ball. Jungle. Goal! It's over in Tacoma. Steve Jungle's 8th goal of the year, and it's a big one. It turns better than 18,000 fans home happy.
Well, he worked for it very hard initially, trying to work it with Jerry Gray. It didn't work, but he was always ready for the half chance when it came. And two players, Crow and Collier, one of the best defenders in the league, could not stop him. After all this long game came to an end, there he is going and set it up initially. The ball comes back to him. Look at two defenders on, but he has the quicker foot, the quicker reaction. And they just slides it past Zoltan Tov for the winning goal in the second overtime period.
They do a victory lap here at Tacoma as we look at two players who had a tough game against one another, Jungle and Clavillo. They're dancing at Tacoma. We'll wrap it up when we come back. The Stars win in the second sudden-death overtime session. 6-5 is the final. And see the longest game played this year in a major indoor soccer league, and they see Seamus Malum, the living legend, Steve Jungle, ended on a positive note.
Well, sometimes it seems the ball has a mind of its own, a will of its own. It seems to seek out the great players, and here it seeks out Jungle, and he obliges for the home fans by knocking home. He was in a good position, but the ball almost seemed attracted to him, as though it said, let's end this thing. Two great defenders, Collier and Crow, could not stop him. Jungle had not scored tonight, had one assist, but he was right there at the death, as they say, all the great scorers, ready to take it and give the home team a tremendous victory, back-to-back overtime victories for the Tacoma Stars.
At 6:31 in overtime, in the second overtime, it's all over. The Stars win it 6-5.